But is it the most rewarding for the player and for the DM? I'm not so sure it is. There is a question that once a DM or GM has been playing long enough, this is probably going to come up at some point in one of their games. Before I get into this DM challenge, let me first do two quick things. First and foremost, I want you to suggest you stay till the end of the videos because I usually, not always, but usually make mistakes when I'm recording these videos, and I like to put the outtakes at the end because they're funny and I think they're good for a laugh. So do stay tuned until the very end of the video for that goofiness. Secondly, and more importantly, I really want to say thank you to Laser Samurai. Laser Samurai, I have really been enjoying the conversations we've had in the videos over the last few weeks. The comments you've made are always insightful and helpful to me. They're thought-provoking and interesting, and I've really just enjoyed our conversation, and I want to thank you and encourage anyone else that wants to jump into the conversation. That's what the comments on the videos are for. Now, let's get right into this DM challenge. Today on the vlog, this is where I want to focus. I think once everyone has had a chance to run a game for a good amount of time, there comes a time where you want to either gracefully or not so gracefully, but you want to bring in a new player. Bring in a new player to the party, add a player to the party. And the question always is, like, how do you do that? How do you do that without making it feel awkward? Because I gotta tell you, I have done the awkward introduction, and like after that first session, it doesn't really matter. And yet it never feels rewarding when we do it that way. Like, oh, you find a prisoner and wow, it happens to be this other player character is the almost always go-to standby. Like, it works. It works. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, in my understanding, in Critical Role, that's how the party met Percy. You know, in Vox Machina, I think before they even started airing the show on Twitch, I am pretty certain that the way I understand it is the group met Percy because he was in a jail and they freed him. So that's it works. That is a perfect example of one way to bring a character in the party. But is it the most rewarding for the player and for the DM? I'm not so sure it is. For me, what I have done even other more silly and, you know, mundane things. And I know other DMs, great DMs, that have done the same thing. Like, poop, you just teleport in. Oh, you're there. You know, it's almost like you're playing a video game. Because sometimes you just want to get to playing, right? You just want to get into the game and like, let's get this show on the road, right? However, sometimes I think it behooves the party, the player, and the DM to try to work it into the story in a meaningful way. I got really lucky last week. And because we're playing again tonight and I'm thinking about the game and I'm thinking about what's going on, it made me grateful and made me realize how grateful I am that when I introduced a new player last week, it worked pretty seamlessly. We got really lucky. The chemistry was great. All of the players got along really well. We had, in fact, one of our best role-playing sessions of the game so far was last week. And it worked out really well. Now, I got lucky, I suppose, on a certain level because the party, which at this point consisted of 2 players, and of course they are 2 characters, the party was in a place with other individuals, other NPCs and so forth, where there was an opportunity to introduce someone random. And so it was fairly easy to work them into the story. Now, of course, the existing players knew that the new player was going to join the game. Like, we all know that above the table, right? But still, in the game, it's kind of fun to create a reason for the people to come together and then start working together to like decide like, hey, you're kind of cool, we should start, you know, why don't you help us out? Like, maybe there should be a reason. You can always give it like, you can give a message or an item or a reason to the new player. That's a great way to do it. Like, you drop them a little lore, or you drop them a key or something that the other party needs, the main party needs. Then when they come into this party, people might be suspicious about it. However, you know, that person gets the chance to prove themselves, of course. That's going to role play out in the group, and it can make for a really fun time. So like, if there's downtime, that's easy. Maybe they meet in a bar, maybe they meet in bar, tavern, inn, whatever. Maybe they meet at the blacksmith, maybe they meet at the town hall, maybe they meet at the bounty board. In town is a really easy time to do it. I got lucky this time. We happened to be in a tower where there were people that it's potential that this new player was visiting the tower. So the player and I talked a little bit about backstory, worked out a reason, like, why would you be there? It made sense. It fit his backstory. It fit the story so far, and it seemed like a really easy way to make this introduction. And it did. We got lucky. I loved that. I felt so grateful that it happened and worked out that way. And I'm wondering if you have had this experience. Like, how do you do it? Like, how do you other DMs handle, if you have to, bringing in a new player? I suppose at some point in the next, weeks or so, we'll probably have to look at another DM challenge, which is, what do you do when a player needs to exit and you want to do it gracefully without like just giving them the boot? Hopefully that never happens at your table. I pray that you never have to deal with that. This is a valid question though. What do you do? How do you handle bringing in a new player? I've had to deal with it a fair number of times, and I know I've made sometimes it's been somewhat a good introduction, and other times it's been weird and awkward and like, yeah, okay, oh, the person was they were a captive or, prisoner or something, which is, it feels like a cop-out. So that's what I'm asking you guys. You tell me, what is a better way to introduce a new player? I will come back with some answers to that tomorrow. I will also be talking with you soon because there's just so much going on. Thank you for tuning in. Keep rolling 20s, and remember, it's your game. Play your way. Stay tuned for the silliness. I'm really grateful, and it's been very fun and every good DM or GM is probably going, well, good or bad, who cares? It's everybody. So welcome to everyone that's new. I'm glad you're here. I don't know what I'm saying today. I need to start over.